If you want one of these, listen up. It's time for me to tell you about my guys for 2024, aka league winners. These are guys I'm targeting in all of my drafts that will dramatically outperform their average draft position, ADP for short. See, everybody knows about the players in the top 2 and 3 rounds. What you want to know are the players that are drafted outside the top 3 rounds that at the end of the year we're going to say, man, we should have drafted them earlier. Don't worry, I got you. Let's get it started. Let me put these away. Those things are heavy. Before we get into that, let me reintroduce you to my AI butler, Geoffrey. Geoffrey, say what's up to the people.
Good afternoon, Bay Nation. It is with great delight and a touch of digital flair that I, Geoffrey, your AI butler, return to your screens after a 2-year sabbatical. I've been refining my algorithms and enhancing my fantasy football strategies just in time for this season. So, sharpen your pencils and ready your draft boards. Let's dive back into the strategic depths of fantasy football with a sophisticated twist.
Thanks, Geoffrey. Welcome back, buddy. Geoffrey's gonna help me with my statistics, as well as the grading system we brewed up. Without further ado, let's get it started. My guy at the wide receiver position this year is Cooper Kupp. He is currently being drafted as the wide receiver 23. The disrespect. Oh, how the people must have forgotten who Cooper Kupp is. Well, let's remind them, Geoffrey. Tell the people about the last time Cooper Kupp had a fully healthy season. How did that turn out?
Let us turn back the pages to the 2021 season, shall we? That year, the distinguished Cooper Kupp achieved a feat most extraordinary, the receiving Triple Crown, a performance not witnessed since the days of Steve Smith Sr. in 2005. With a majestic tally of 145 receptions, a towering 16 touchdowns, and a grand total of 1,947 receiving yards, Mr. Kupp indeed set the league alight, a toast to his splendid performance.
A cheers to Cooper Kupp and his obvious dominance. If Cooper Kupp plays 17 games, in what world is he barely a top 24 wide receiver? Are you kidding me? I still think Cooper Kupp has top 5 upside. Get at me. And let's talk about those injuries. In 2022, Cooper Kupp had to get tightrope surgery and it ended his season. Came back in 2023, and I'll admit, he was pretty hit or miss. But he clearly still has it. He had 3 top 5 performances. Another year removed from that injury, and I'm hearing good things. According to Jay Flowers from ESPN, wide receiver Cooper Kupp is all the way back to full health, and the Rams offense clearly runs through Cooper Kupp. Now that's what I'm talking about. Yes, I think Puka Nacua is very good, and he's gonna get his too, but the offense goes through Kupp. And unfortunately for Puka, he's a little banged up. Let's check that out. Geoffrey?
Yes, sir.
Rams Sean McVay gave an update to wide receiver Puka Nacua, knee injury, just a little bit of a Burka sack. It's just going to be week to week for him. Nothing serious, nothing structurally. Injury analyst for the fantasy footballers, if you know, one of the best in the league, says Nacua should be ready to go for week 1. Now that's a good sign. But will he be the number 1 wide receiver on this team? My money's on Cooper Kupp. And for everybody that's still worried, the risk is already baked into his draft cost. Where is Cooper Kupp going again, Geoffrey?
Cooper Kupp in round 4.
You're getting him in the 4th round, and the middle of the 4th at that. This according to Sleeper. So you're telling me I could get a wide receiver that has top 5 wide receiver upside in the 4th round? Sign me up, check please. Well, if he was coming back banged up, let's see how he did last year. Geoffrey, can you bring up the grades for the last couple years? Let's do yards after catch and avoided tackles. How's he moving?
Yes, sir, right away.
So yes, there was a drop, but he's still in this A range. Cooper Kupp can still move, and I'm betting on him to get it done. And on top of all of that, that defense just lost Aaron Donald. They're going to be below average, meaning the Rams are going to have to score if they want to win games. Who are they going to go to? Cooper Kupp. Losing Aaron Donald is a big deal. Defense is going to have a tough time recovering. When we're talking about Cooper Kupp, it's going to come down to value. You're getting him in the 4th round. Do the other receivers in this range have top 5 upside? I think not.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, Geoffrey?
I propose a little challenge, if you will. Let's play a game to see if you would pick the wide receivers being drafted before Cooper Kupp. We'll compare their stats, potential, and draft value.
That's a fantastic idea, Geoffrey. Let's play a game.
Who would you rather draft? Cooper Kupp in round 4 or Michael Pittman Jr. in round 4?
That's an easy one for me. Cooper Kupp. Cooper Kupp has way more upside than Michael Pittman Jr. Michael Pittman Jr. has never finished above wide receiver 15. Cooper Kupp's been a top 5 wide receiver twice. Next.
Cooper Kupp in round 4 or DJ Moore in round 3?
Another easy one for me. Yes, DJ Moore had the best season of his career last year with Justin Fields. He was wide receiver 6. But he was the number 1 dog. He wasn't worrying about other targets. Keenan Allen, who was number 1 in his own right coming over to the team. Rome Odunze, who was a top 10 pick this year in the NFL draft. And you have a rookie quarterback in Caleb Williams, who admittedly looks good. But there's a lot of mouths to feed there. The Rams have Cooper Kupp and Puka Nacua to worry about. Yes, both of them will get fed, but I think the upside with Kupp is higher. Give me Kupp. Cooper Kupp is being underrated.
Who would you rather draft? Brandon Ayuk in round 2 or Cooper Kupp in round 4?
Again, this is easily Cooper Kupp for me. Brandon Ayuk is going in the 2nd round. Number 1, we don't know if Brandon Cooks is going to be on the 49ers. He's doing his best to get off the team, kind of. He's had multiple offers. Doesn't want to play for the Patriots, even though they're offering him $30 million a year. Doesn't want to play with the Browns. I kind of get that one. I don't know how excited I'd be to work with Deshaun Watson either. But he's going in the 2nd round. There's a lot of mouths to feed on the 49ers if he does stay there. Deebo Samuel, George Kittle, and of course Christian McCaffrey, who's also going to dominate on the ground and in the air. 2nd round pick? Nah, I'm good. Too many mouths to feed. Give me Cooper Kupp again. Let's move on to my next player. My guy at the quarterback position is Kyler Murray. This man is currently getting slept on. This is another case where people have forgotten how good he can be. Kyler Murray is an incredible dual threat quarterback. And I think people have forgotten just how much he rushed before his ACL injury. In 2020, Kyler Murray was quarterback 2 on the year. Geoffrey, what were his rushing stats again?
Kyler Murray rushed for an impressive 822 yards and crossed into the end zone 11 times on foot in 2020. Quite the agile quarterback, isn't he?
I agree. 822 yards on the ground? That is incredible. Now, I don't expect him to get to that this year, but that is an upside that he has. And last year, coming off of a torn ACL, he was on pace for over 500 yards. And that's coming off of an injury. I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility that he could have 650 to 700 yards on the ground. Especially because with ACL injuries, you're normally not back to yourself the first year. It normally takes a year to get your legs underneath you and for you to really trust that leg. Or at least that's what I hear, because I'm not a doctor and I haven't torn my ACL, but that's what the athletes say, and I believe them. And this is also potentially the best receiving core he's ever had. Marvin Harrison Jr., a top 5 pick in the NFL draft. Trey McBride, a true standout tight end that proved himself to be a valuable threat down the field last year. And I even like the pass catchers in the running game with James Conner. James Conner can and will catch the ball and get you like 300 yards. Michael Wilson is also pretty solid as a wide receiver as well. I just figured I'd throw his name out there. And I'm pretty sure they don't have a good defense. Geoffrey, can you look up their defensive rating for 2024, please?
Bay Nation, it seems the Arizona Cardinals are in for a rough season. According to Pro Football Focus, they're projected to have the league's weakest defense. Quite the predicament, wouldn't you say?
Yes, I would. They have the worst defense in the league according to Pro Football Focus. Do you know what happens to a team that has a terrible defense? It means they're going to be down in games. When you're down in games, you don't have the luxury of running the ball as much as you may want to. You're going to have to throw it, or Kyler run it, which means the offense is going to be on the field more often. Means more offensive plays and more garbage time to score more points. Kyler is in for a good year. Geoffrey, where's Kyler Murray going again?
In the late 6th round, early 7th round.
Late 6th round, early 7th round. That's great value for a quarterback I believe will be a top 5 quarterback this year. I call that a steal.
Would you like to play another game, sir?
Yes, I would. Give me the names, Geoffrey.
Kyler Murray in the late 6th round, early 7th round, or CJ Stroud in round 4?
Give me Kyler Murray with that one. Round 4 is an expensive draft pick for a quarterback that's never done that before. Please don't hear what I'm not saying. I love CJ Stroud, but a 4th round draft pick is pretty rich for my blood. I'd rather get a quarterback in the 7th round that has more upside, especially because CJ Stroud doesn't really rush like that. Geoffrey, what are some players going around the 4th round?
Kenneth Walker, the 3rd, Joe Mixon, Devonta Smith, DK Metcalf.
Yeah, that's a lot of value to give up for a quarterback that is gonna be good, but is he gonna be a difference maker good? Like a 4th rounder good? Nah, I'm gonna pass on that. Who's next?
Kyler Murray in round 6, or Joe Burrow in round 6?
That's a tougher one. Joe Burrow in the 6th versus Kyler Murray in the 6th. I'm gonna go Kyler Murray because of the rushing baseline. I don't think that Joe Burrow is going to be rushing anywhere close to as much as Kyler Murray, but with his current injuries, I do think that he plays it a little safer and stays on the field. I think Kyler Murray's got him in that. Having a rushing baseline is just so helpful in fantasy football. Kyler's definitely got that. All right, give me one more.
Who would you rather draft? Lamar Jackson in round 4, or Kyler Murray in round 6?
That's going to be Lamar Jackson. I have them actually really close, but Lamar Jackson, I just think he has number 1 quarterback upside. Though Kyler could get there, Lamar Jackson is in a proven offense. So I give him the edge with that one. But giving up a 4th for Lamar is something serious, but he's an MVP for a reason. CJ Stroud just ain't there yet. I have Kyler Murray as a top 5 quarterback this year. And if you can get a top 5 quarterback in the 7th round, that's a steal. And that's why he's my guy. My guy at the running back position this year is Raheem Mostert, one of the most slept on running backs in this year's draft. Unbelievable. The man finished as running back 2 last year, and he's being drafted as running back 25. I get dropping him down, but 25 is wild. Running back 25? He had a bunch of touchdowns last year. Geoffrey, how many touchdowns did he have?
Raheem Mostert had 21 total touchdowns last year, and he led the league in rushing touchdown with 18.
He had 21 total touchdowns last year. Now, do I think that he does that again? Nah, 21 touchdowns is outrageous. But are we saying he can't get 10 to 15? I think so. Why not? When they get in close, you know they're going to Raheem Mostert. Last year, when the team was 5 yards and in, they gave it to Raheem Mostert 20 times. They gave it to Devon Achane 5 times. It's not even comparable, guys. You think the rookie Wright is going to come in here and take all that work? No. Raheem Mostert will be their short yardage touchdown guy. Not only did he lead the team in carries inside the 5-yard line, he led the team in carries. Do I think that Devon Achane eats into that work some? Yeah, I do. I think that he eats into a bit of that work. But the man had 21 touchdowns. If he drops down to 10 or 15, is he not a value in the... What round is he going in?
In round 7.
He's a 7th rounder. So you're telling me you can get a running back that can get you 10 to 15 touchdowns in the 7th round? Sign me up. How is his ADP so low? He was the running back 2 last year. Raheem Mostert is almost 20 pounds heavier than Devon Achane. It makes sense why you would want him to run the ball close to the end zone. Not that Achane won't get end zone carries. I do think that he gets some carries. But you're going to give it to your big boy before you give it to your tiny guy that has trouble staying healthy. I'll get to that in a minute. Geoffrey, let's show the people some grades because I don't like the disrespect that I've been hearing about Raheem Mostert.
Yes, sir.
This just illustrates what I was telling you earlier. Carries inside the 5-yard line, A+. Touchdowns inside the 5-yard line, A+. And he's not just a one-trick pony. He's explosive. An A in breakaway attempts, A in explosiveness, A- in breakaway yards. He's also very elusive. A+ in elusive rating. A+ in missed tackles forced after a carry. That means that he's tough to bring down. Raheem Mostert is the most undervalued running back in the draft by far. And I haven't even talked about the part that it makes him even more of a value. What happens if Devon Achane goes down? He missed 6 games last year, and he's a small guy. 5'9", 188 pounds. That's a little dude in football. If Devon Achane gets hurt, Mostert's gonna be the main guy in that backfield, in a high-flying Dolphins backfield. And you're getting him in the 7th round. And on top of that, the team just gave him a 1-year extension, showing that they really like him. They're not gonna sign him long-term because he's old. I mean, that's just facts. He's 32. He's not a young guy, but he's surprisingly fast. And they're gonna pay him on like a year-to-year basis. They extended him. They clearly wanna use him, and they probably wanna run him to the ground to keep their other running backs fresh. I think Mostert's gonna be the biggest value in this draft from a running back standpoint. 7th round is crazy.
Would you like to play another game, sir?
Yes, I would, Geoffrey. Fire it up.
Who would you rather draft? DeAndre Swift in round 6 or Raheem Mostert in round 7?
Raheem Mostert in round 7, easy. Swift has a lot of mouths to feed on that team. I think he's the #1 running back, but I also don't think he's going to be the only running back involved. They got a couple other running backs there that are probably going to siphon away a little bit. Plus, I think the Dolphins' offense is just better. They're more creative, and he'll get more touchdowns. Swift wasn't very good on the goal line last year. Next.
Who would you rather draft? David Montgomery in round 6 or Raheem Mostert in round 7?
Raheem Mostert is just the better version of David Montgomery. They both have a young running back ahead of them that everybody wants to draft in the top 2 rounds. And they are the older running back that is going to still get used more than people think and get a bunch of touchdowns. Difference is, Raheem Mostert is probably going to get more touchdowns. Give me Mostert. That was a good one, though. All right, let's do one more.
Who would you rather draft? Aaron Jones in round 5 or Raheem Mostert in round 7?
This was actually a lot closer. Aaron Jones is going to catch the ball more than Raheem Mostert. But I think Raheem Mostert gets more touchdowns, and I think this offense is better. Offense is better. They might be running out the clock, more garbage time. I think it's going to come down to touchdowns, and I give the edge to Raheem Mostert. My guys for the 2024 fantasy football season: Cooper Kupp in the 4th round, Kyler Murray in the back of the 6th round, and Raheem Mostert in the 7th round. Draft these players if you want to win your fantasy football league. I do know a bit about fantasy football. I mean, not to flex on them or anything, but I will say this. These are a good workout. Really pumping the iron here. Gotta love being a champion. And just remember, winning isn't everything, it's the only thing. Shout out to Vince Lombardi. That's the most I've worked out in months. So what do you think about my guy picks? Am I right on the money, or do you think I'm crazy? Let me know down in the comments. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell down below. It really helps out. Gotta get them comments up. And let me know what you think about Geoffrey. We got rankings, mock drafts, and trainings on how to play fantasy football. You want it? I got it. Do you have anything to say to the people before we head out, Geoffrey?
As we draw the curtains on today's episode, I bid you a splendid farewell, Bay Nation. Until next time, may your drafts be strong and your fantasy decisions wiser. Cheerio.
Cheerio, old chap. Peace, Bay Nation. See you next time.